Welcome, recruit. We're glad you stopped by. Now I know what you're thinking. Training? Who needs any training? Gee, all I want to do is sink some ships. Well, don't worry, recruit. You'll be sinking ships in no time. But listen up. You'll be the one sinking if you can't tell the difference between an 88mm and a 50 cal. Now, first things first. You need to pick a side. Sitting on the fence isn't allowed. You can sign on with the Navy with Uncle Sam, or join the Kriegsmarine with the Third Reich. Both are respectable forces with equally impressive fleets. When you walk on up out of here, you'll find yourself in the recruitment office. There's 2 desks, one for the Kriegsmarine and one for the U.S. Navy. You'll also find recruitment films for each side. Go ahead and take a look. But keep a level head when you're picking your side. After you sign, there's no going back, so be absolutely certain you've made up your mind. Simply walk up to the desk and right-click the recruitment sign of your nation of choice. Then go on over to the train station, where you'll right-click the sign in your compartment to take a train to your base. You'll find most everything here is done with the sign. Once you're there, keep your eyes open. You'll be in an active war zone, and the enemy is waiting to strike. Take a look around town. You'll find quite a few stores and shops. This is where you'll buy your gear. You'll find an equipment store. You'll get your uniforms, weapons, and tools here. The sailor's uniform and basic tools are standard issue, free for you to use. Keep your uniform on at all times, or you may be mistaken for the enemy. Next you'll find the ammunition warehouse. This is where you get the heavy stuff. 88mm, 50 cal rounds, stuff like that. The propellant charges are standard issue. You'll need groceries. There's a bakery, a butcher, and a produce store in town. Say, you'll like this. This is a record shop. The records here are free to play. Be sure to stop in often and play your favorite tunes. Alright, moving along. If you want to get into a fight, step into the bar. Whoa, not like that, recruit. You see, the bar is a popular recruiting spot for ship captains. If they need a crew, they'll be standing on the recruiting table. Simply walk up to them and offer to join. If there's nobody there, stay a while. Play the record machine. Eventually someone will come. If they take you on, they'll bring you to their ship. Once you board, you'll find a myriad of guns and heavy weaponry. Here's how to load, aim, and fire them. First off, you'll need to put the right peg in the right hole. Here's a diagram of which ammo goes to which naval gun. Now stand ready at the gun. You'll need the right charge inside. If the target's close, you'll only put 1 in. If the target's far, put 3. If it's somewhere in between, go ahead and do 2. Put them in by simply right-clicking somewhere on the gun with the propellant charge. Then put in the right ammunition. This gun here is a Mark II naval gun, so load it with a 127mm shell. It's recognized by the single shell with red markings. Like the charge, right-click on the gun with the shell on hand. Now get your binoculars ready. You'll need to tell the gun you're getting ready to aim, so right-click the gun, binoculars in hand. Then hold shift and look at the 4 sap you're going to destroy. Give the gun a few seconds to line up. We're set up to kill now. Right-click the button to fire. Gives quite the punch, doesn't it? It's the same for all naval guns. Load the propellant charge, aim with the binoculars, and right-click the button to fire. Then there's a Mark II 50 caliber machine gun. If that sounds like double talk to you, call it the 50 cal. This one doesn't need any propellant charges. The propellant is held within the individual bullet casings. Just load the magazine in, aim, and fire. It doesn't do much against solid armor, but it'll give the enemy crew a good shower. A shower of hot lead. Let's say your ship's pilot has to go to the head, and leaves you in charge of driving. Don't worry, it's not that hard a task. When you left port, your ship should have been loaded up with fuel in the engine room. If you run out of fuel, or your engine room is destroyed, you're dead in the water. Assuming your fuel is sufficient, you'll want to head to the bridge. That's the place where all the ship controls are. There's the cruise control, and the rotation mechanism. You also should have picked up a wheel at your base. That wheel helps you make precise movements with the ship, a slight rudder correction, or a slow reverse. The crews will turn on the ship's main propellers and push it forward at top speed. Give it a simple right click to turn on, and a right click to turn off. The rotation mechanism will turn the ship when given a flick. Right click for right, left click for left. The ship turns round at center point, so keep that in mind. This should keep you sailing if the captain ever puts you in charge. If you find yourself driving when a skirmish begins, resist the urge to jump on a gun. A good pilot is a key to victory at sea. When you're in a skirmish, your goal should be to take out the enemy's guns and drive. Take those out, and they'll grind to a halt. Once you have their ship stopped, it's time to board. Somewhere in each ship's cabins are important files. Board their ship, kill their crew, and take their documents back to home base for examination by the intelligence officers. They'll give you a good dollar for your work. You'll find similar files in your own ships. Do not, under any circumstance, take them. They're of no use to you, you can't sell them, and if we find you've touched them, you'll be in for a court-martial. Speaking of court-martials, we have a very clear criminal system here in the Navy. There's 4 classes of crime. You'll find them listed both at your Capitol building and at the museum. Well, that's all you need to know to get out there and sink some enemy vessels. Good luck, sailor, and may God be with you out there on the open seas.